Shout out to my man Axel Boy. What's up, my dudes and dudettes? Couldn't hear me, but shout out to Axel Boy. Made us that awesome intro clip, and I bought a shirt just to wear it. I literally bought it to wear it on streams. Now added to the stream approved attire list. Let's get this beats on low. There we go. Oh yeah. So we got our new camera. I got it all set up, everything worked, and just didn't want to go. Didn't want to go for the stream. Didn't really want to hold off streaming anymore. I wanted to get into a few things today, so, well, I guess we'll just wait for the next stream to have the new camera ready and recording. I just want to get through a few things. Not a huge day in the crypto world. There's some interesting charts, and Bitcoin doing some interesting things here, but not a ton to look through. It's a good thing. Let's see, all the settings good. Can you hear me? Good, I'm not muted. We used to do that sometimes when we started. Just be like muted for 10 minutes. People would think I'm crazy making a muted stream. Anyway, good to have you guys back. Awesome to see you. Good to be here. Unfortunately, Bitcoin market's not been super interesting. Haven't been super interesting the last few days. That's okay. Typically, we do see this boring period. You know, that's one of Bitcoin's three weapons. It has fear, greed, and then the less known, but equally powerful, just sheer boredom. Been hearing that a lot from people. It's totally normal. It's a weapon. People who are bored, whether it's just understimulated or nothing's really going on, they tend to make decisions based on boredom. Maybe they walk away, maybe they whatever. But boredom is a huge source of people leaving the game, and it's always part of a bull run. There's going to be periods of crazy excitement followed by maybe scary sell-offs and then boredom. And just repeat. That is Bitcoin. So where are we here? We're actually not in a terrible spot. We're going to look at Bitcoin really quickly first to go over just what's going on here locally. Then we're going to look at the biggest in-stream target ever was hit in the last day or two. Pretty sweet. Then we're going to look at ADA and BAT. ADA, there is seemingly a good amount of hype around it today, as Coinbase has publicly stated they're finally adding ADA to Coinbase Pro. Wow. Guys, I remember back in the days when Coinbase didn't really offer many coins. And I remember they one day released a list of coins that they were, air quotes, considering. ADA was on that original list, and they have added so much crap in between then and now. It blows my mind that they're finally adding ADA after all this time. It's a good thing. ADA is a better project than a bunch of things they've added in that time period, so whatever. We're going to take a look at ADA and Basic Attention Token. So Bitcoin first, not too much. There's not too much to look at here, but there's a few interesting notes that I think we want to make. One, we're above the 20 daily. That's where we want to be. 20 daily moving average sitting all the way down at 52,000. Price well above at the moment. There's actually some bigger things at play here. So what we saw today is intraday. Now with 2 hours left, Bitcoin sold off to a new low. That low, 53,200-ish. It's a lower low than the day before. Typically, this would not have looked good, especially while this candle was red at the bottom of this wick. This would have been a very bearish looking setup. 1, 2, 3, you're going to be looking at 3 black crows. Really would not have shown short-term signs of strength with a close down here. But since the trading earlier today, the market has bought price back up above the daily TK. This is the magic for me. Above the TK. That alone, we look at the TK constantly. We just got our daily bullish cross signal. And to fall back below, close below the TK again, that wouldn't have been ideal. So this was a very scary candle at one point. Well, it was a somewhat scary candle. And since is now looking to close as a hammer, bullish hammer. Can be a reversal sign. It's a strong looking candle. For me, the magic is the combination. You had a day where we saw a continuation to the downside. This looked very bearish at one point, short term, before it was bought back up. And now we only have 2 hours to close, and it's seemingly hanging out here. This would be a powerful close. The combination of the daily hammer and the TK line here. For me, that's definitely going to put the odds in favor of at least a short-term reversal. All right, that's really all there is for Bitcoin. Essentially, we are just ranging as long as we are above 52,400, the Kaijun line on the daily. We're really not having any issues. Closing above the TK really eliminates any real bearish issue here. This is showing us it's in trend. And so we get this close today, and we're looking to retest our highs. It's not super interesting. Unless we break below 52.4, I find nothing to worry about. All is well. All right, there's the Bitcoin. We usually spend like an hour on Bitcoin, but we're gonna not do that today. One of the reasons we went live, just to talk about one USD. Not catching eyes like maybe ADA is right now, but we've been watching this coin. We were looking for a measured move to 10 cents, and what? Yesterday it hit. That's a 424% gain. This was streamed live. Go back, watch the lives. That's the kind of quality, kind of value that we offer here. It's pretty magic. I really didn't have much to say about it. Hit our target. It's likely to see resistance here. We haven't really seen any selling. We'll take a look at this, but there really isn't another target to the upside unless we take our 3 fib extension or look maybe to these more local moves, but they look too small. They don't look large enough to produce a measured move really beyond where it's at. Nope. No, I think what we would be looking for actually, if we do see this 10 cents break, let's look to the 2618 at 15.2 cents. All right, I like that. And 20 cents, yep. Sometimes TA is really just naming psychological values. 10, 15, 20. There you go. There you go. There's the upsides. 12-hour looks a little goofy here. Luckily, momentum is hanging on for one. RSI failing to set a new high despite the move to the upside is odd, but until we see weakness, any sign of momentum slowing on the daily, there's really, I mean, no reason to be looking down. Yeah, there's not too much else. Just wanted to celebrate that. That's a big take. I think the coolest part about this is it wasn't just in one stream. We actually came back to this when we were talking about moving averages and the kissing, a term that we've made up. If you've never heard of it, makes sense. We used this coin. This is on the 12-hour. The white moving average is 20. The yellow is 50. We use this as an example to show what a bullish kissing would look like. At the time, this didn't look super bullish. It didn't look bearish at all, but the structure alone of these candles wasn't giving this move away. It was the moving averages. This kissing is defined right here as the 20 threatened to cross bearish with the 50, and right before doing so, the market was bought up and the 20 moved back away. So they just kissed. They pecked lips. We use that as an example. Forgetting which episode. Someone can find that, but we use it as an example of what a strong bullish sign could look like from moving averages. So the fact that this played out perfectly after we got this example, we'd already been looking for that 9 to 10 cent target. Man, TA was respected. Respected. What's next? You know what? While I'm at it, didn't do the normal. Guys. If you're joining us, please smash that like button. The more likes and engagement the stream gets, subscribing also counts for engagement. The more engagement live streams get, the more viewers YouTube shows them to. So by hitting that like button and subscribing, you're helping other people find their way here. So well done. Well done. ADA. We were celebrating ADA not that long ago. Let's take a look at the dollar pair here. We were celebrating ADA really not that long ago. We had hit our $1.31 target after back testing 74 cents. Looking pretty darn good. Our next measured move, we were looking for $1.81, but we did not get any closes. Did not get any closes above our $1.31.32. And thus, I guess, came back down. Today, Coinbase Pro tweeting out that they're adding ADA and they're seeing some action here. What's confusing to me is it seems that the hype right now is ahead of the price. Dollar pair still hasn't broken its previous high. The Bitcoin pair actually doesn't look that great. This is not that great looking of a Bitcoin pair. It's not terrible. It's not totally bearish or something, but this isn't what I would expect to see with how much people are talking about it. You have a nice higher high. You are looking, I think, for longer term continuation. Oh, you're ready. Oh, I'm ready. Joe Grows is ready, man. How you doing, brother? Yeah, this just doesn't look, I expected this chart to look way stronger with all the kind of hype around it. And you can see 27th, 28th of February, we reached 3,000 sats where we found resistance, pretty much came plummeting down back through the previous resistance points, back tested 1750. And now we're just right back at resistance. So yes, we could say, hey, maybe this is going to be like a broadening ascending cone.
Thanks to being a Patreon, I was able to get in on that one trade setup and had huge gains. Thanks, Tom. You're my boy, Blue.
I love you, Golem. Thank you, brother. Bat. We're about to talk about Bat. Bat also posted to the patrons on the 15th. Chart knows the future, man. Yeah, but ADA sitting here at resistance. I'd like to see it close above 2,190 sats. And then you can start looking to retest these levels again. But 3,000 is going to be in your way. I just was expecting maybe new all-time highs.
Just for you doing you. You leveled the hype right out of the morning tar guys for me.
Oh, that's right. It does matter. Thank you, brother. Yeah, dude, you gotta balance it, You gotta balance it. You can't just have hype. I want hype. Things haven't been hype. I prefer them a little more hype. Here's the thing. ADA still just at the same high. People are hyping it as if it's at a new high. It's not there yet. I think there's a lot of speculation going on based on the listing on Coinbase Pro. I think that's a pretty obvious takeaway. I'd caution everyone here. Yes, we've seen pretty successful return during the bull market on new Coinbase Pro listings. We've seen things get listed and pump. It's just a gut feeling, guys. Just be careful with this one. You're buying right at the previous high. BTC pair doesn't look that great. I'm not bearish on ADA in any way. I think it's going to $1.81. Whether it's now or it's next month or next quarter, whatever. Something just doesn't feel right. ADA has been kind of waiting to get onto Coinbase Pro for 2-3 years. I really don't see this listing having the same effect as for a coin that kind of gets listed out of nowhere or is newer, kind of more significant for something like that. Whereas ADA, it's like all but been traded everywhere. I just can't imagine that many new buyers having it listed on Coinbase Pro. If anything, I can see it being new liquidity for selling. We'll see. I'm just a little skeptical. There's just something about it feels off. But hey, man, I may be wrong. I'm not always right. So I'm going to smack an alert on this bad boy for $1.50 and just under $1. Let's see which breaks first. Really. The daily's like maybe rolling over. It does look more bullish than Bitcoin at the moment. Lower RSI, higher high. Daily's rolling over. Yeah, I just don't get it. I think it's really Coinbase Pro listing. That's like where the hype is. Something tells me. Either way, I guess summary, ADA, it's gonna do great. It's gonna do great through the bull run. Right now on this listing, I think it's a gamble. So good luck to everyone. Hopefully that gives you a little rational take. Really, the last coin I really wanted to talk about. This is like a day of told you so's, I guess. Something like that. Posted to the patrons 15th of March. Bat BTC was sitting at about 1,300 something sats and said, hey, this looks tasty. This looks interesting. There looks to be a very solid layered buy setup possible here. The values I was looking at are 1,000, then all the way down to 500. But included the option of, or you can also take 1/3 of that position, look to just enter at market and leave those 2 orders there to hedge it. Apparently wasn't needed. This thing has gone pretty much just up. You can see the post. Wow, it's almost actually 2 resistance already. Wow. Up 60% against Bitcoin since that post. Wild. Actually, let's whip out a better bat chart because this is just one I had the post stamped on. This does not look better. New all-time highs? Alright. Alright. Maybe not new all-time highs, or is it? I don't remember it ever being over $1, to be honest. I have a good amount of BAT, because I was in the BAT creator program from the very beginning. Never really bought any. I don't know how I feel about it. It is centralized. It does have a use. It's one of the coins that's use case was established early, clearly. Not a huge fan of the centralization aspect, but hey, BAT's a great browser regardless of the coin. Period. So long term on BAT, looking for 270. This is a long term target. Not something I expect to hit soon. Let's take a look at some of our indicators. Not on the monthly though, right? Yeah, you are flying. Okay. So there is the possibility of support at 60 cents on the weekly. 45 cents on the weekly. That looks like a strong level. Where else can we look? Let's look for another upside target. $1.25. All but has reached there, to be honest. $1.25 is our measured move. Traded up to 116. $1, as we talk about every time we talk about $1. Extreme, maybe the most powerful psychological level, as it is just an easy unit for people to understand. I have BAT. I bought it for some amount of cents. Now I want $1 for it because I'm a genius. It's going to be interesting into the close here with 2 hours. I think a close below $1 is going to lead either to consolidation, sideways trading, possibly it could look to test daily support, 75-ish cents. But a close above $1.25, and you start looking at these higher numbers quickly. Really reaching for that $2 $2 area with the close above $1. But it's seemingly always a battle. Seemingly always a battle at $1. You guys you keep selling at $1. That's why this happens. Sell at $1, it's just gonna happen to you. Let's see. God, I hate the signal line. Little signal line kiss there, though. I didn't even see that. Even yesterday, this was looking as if it was gonna flip, roll over to bearish selling pressure, but it did not. Chart didn't want it. Would not allow it. So, that's a nice little candle. This is a really old chart too. You are gonna have bearish divergence on your highs. Period. You're just gonna have it. This bat would have to see, I think, beyond $2.30 to put in a new RSI high right here. So you're gonna have bearish divergence. Period. It's just locked in. You don't really have bullish divergence on your lows. You don't really have anything. What you have is this awesome momentum fake out. This is maybe the only signal that's mattering right now. We saw buying momentum fade off for about 5 days before it, out of nowhere, found new energy. Well above the 20. Yeah, it's just cruising. Cruise missiling. Oop, I hate all these buttons. What is this? Okay, man, this is old. Important notes about BAT is in Bitcoin pair. You're gonna find a ton of resistance, but you only really have one. Certainly you can say there's more, but you have one major one. This is the price that I have just known BAT in my mind for the entirety of its existence. 33 to 3,500 sats. This value was just, if you look left, this is on the weekly right now. We're looking at 3 years-ish of data. Let's make it red. Like 3 years of data here, and you can see that this is really the pivot point in both directions. It was support, just infinite times. Support, resistance, support. As soon as it was really lost, and we had a lower low on this macro, started acting as resistance. That proves it. However, it's gonna make it a hard battle. It's gonna make it a hard battle to get through it. It's a good thing here that it's been tested once, actually 3 times technically there. This is a good thing. The more resistance is tested, the weaker it becomes. The more it's tested, the weaker it becomes. So when we get back up there, we may have the power, may be able to battle through 3,300, 3,500 sats. Might not be that easy. Might not. Wouldn't surprise me. But that's the great part, is you get past here, and now you're looking at some really, really spicy moves. Almost all of the traded volume is between 0.5 and 0.25. 5,000 and 2,500 sats. Almost all the traded volume ever. Only recently has it sold off below there, and now we're seeing a bounce. We are at a pretty interesting time for it. Looks like back testing this previous momentum leg right here. Let's get rid of a bunch of these drawings. Here we go. We can see that little back test here of the momentum leg. This is not a very clean momentum leg. Not a very clean one, but it is one. Established a downtrend, and now you're seeing upside. However, it does remind me a lot of this, so I'd be weary, especially seeing this wick on the daily close here. Interesting. I have very strong confidence it will retest at least 3,500 sats. Not necessarily this week, or this month. I'm not sure what path it's going to take, but there's just so much liquidity there. So much liquidity there. It'll be the third attempt on it. Maybe we see another failure, a higher low, and a break on the fourth. We'll see. This is an interesting chart to me. This caught my eye. That's why I posted it to the patrons in Discord. Is we were talking about this the other day. Don't buy things that are up. Buy things that are down. I had this on the 3-week time frame for some reason. Just ended up there. And noticed, man, this has been really in a descending pattern just this entire time. And what I see when I see descending patterns is, one, I see a sale. I see cheap prices. I like cheap prices. And two, this descending wedge. These break up. I can't even tell you the probability. Extremely consistently, descending wedges break up. Really what that is just anything with lower highs and lower lows. These break to the upside in crypto. I don't know, man. Like 70% of the time, especially on larger time frames. That's exactly what I saw here. It's looking good. All right, word. Yeah, ADA. This is the one blowing my mind still. Something interesting. So this is a thing I noticed earlier when I was talking to Gavin. Shout out to Gavin son. We were looking at the weekly, and he said, "Oh, there's weekly bearish divergence." I was like, "Yeah, there is." And so I decided to go back and look. Where else have we had it? Where else have we had weekly bearish divergence? And this caught my eye. These green boxes here. We can see when we zoom in, price action looks actually kind of similar. We had a high and then a slightly higher high, right? This is on the weekly, so this still doesn't look exactly like what's going on here today. But what caught my eye is the RSI. We had the first peak. This was the highest point in RSI. And then we had bearish divergence. We had higher highs and lower peaks. Very similar. This is very similar to what we're seeing right now. I'll show you what's going on currently. Zoom it out. Can you see? Does that look familiar? We have the high, lower high, and we have a higher highs in price. So I think these look really similar. This would line up really well. This area of price action would line up really well with what we're seeing right now. In fact, not only does it line up really well on RSI, it lines up really well on where we might be in the bull run. And it even lines up just well with the date. You can see this broke out, what, May? Start of May? Right there. And there you go. So it lines up really well just in general. I like it. It looks similar. We had bearish divergence on the weekly as we climb. It's weirdly 4 years later almost exactly. That's spicy. And it even fits where we might think price-wise. So let's check this out. We're going to take from the top. From the top of this area, we're going to see... Why is it? There we go. We see a 1,300% increase. 1,300. So where would that put us? Yeah, wow, that didn't work out. When I did this math earlier, it worked out better. I did math wrong. Well, let's throw this up, see where that goes, just for fun. Yeah, a cool million. Cool mill. Hey, it's possible, man. It's possible. What was I looking at that it fits so well with? No, I can't remember. YOLO. 120%? Maybe. Nah. abandon that last point. Either way, they look very similar on RSI. They look similar when it comes to timing. I thought for some reason, maybe it was from the next high that I was looking at. From this high, 500. Is this right? I think this is where my mistake was. Somehow, I took that other number, because 500 I think was correct. Yep, there we go. Well, maybe that's an argument for here then. I don't know. But from this high, the high after what we're looking at here, so I guess maybe that suggests it's not identified right. I don't know. 100 or 560% increase. So that was 3,200, 3,000-ish to 20,000. So that would imply 560-ish%. And when we do that from our current high, we get that 300 range. That's what we're looking for. That 300 range. So that's a little conflicting. I don't know why I got those mixed up. Maybe I was looking at this one earlier. But these look really similar. And as you can see, this did not stop the bull run. In fact, this was still just after the all-time high broke, really. So I guess there's not much worry there. At least there's not much to worry about when it comes to just there being bearish divergence. You know, like it's a weekly time frame. We don't really want to see that, but price is climbing. I mean, until we break some kind of significant level, this doesn't make sense to think that the run would be over. Like, did we even... Like, we haven't even broken this, like, local weekly support.
Hi, Mr. Crown. Twitter told me the 4H50 and the daily candle are bullish. Can you tell me if we will ever see a bull market again? Will the bear market stop this year?
Eureka. Twitter told you. 4 hour. What? Yeah, this isn't the right chart. That close is just looking sweeter and sweeter. Like a peach. 4 hour 50. I'm not even sure where it is. There you go. Right where price is. 50 still trending up. Yeah, I mean, a sell-off here. Not ideal. Not ideal. 50 still sloping up. 20 is coming down. Man, when was the last time this happened? Right here. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it with our bars pattern tool. So we're going to take the price points from when they crossed. Yeah, we didn't have any back tests of the 50 though. Yeah, whatever. Just see what it looks like for Rico.
Thanks to being a Patreon, I was able to get in on that one trade setup and had huge gains. Thanks, Tom. You're my boy, Blue.
Oh, Golem, my man. Yeah, Golem. I love you, my brother. That one trade, that one single good one. Thanks, man, for the support. I appreciate you. Will we ever see a bull market or a bear market stop? It's gonna be a long time till you see a bear market end in Bitcoin.
Just for you doing you. You level the hype right out
It's
of the
doing it
morning
again.
guys for me.
Screw you, alert box. It's doing it again where it announces everything twice. That's really annoying. And the daily candle. Well, we looked at the daily candle already. That was the start of the show. Let's look at the lower time frames then for Rico. 2 hour momentum still moving up. No bullish divergence on the 2 hour, but you do get it on the hourly. Get it on RSI and on MACD. That's nice. You see a higher low on both RSI and MACD. but we have a lower low on price. So on the hourly, we have bullish divergence. Have we already seen that play out? That's possible. No, it's real spicy there, Rico, that I just noticed. On the 4 hour and the 1 hour, it's at the 50. Ooh. Ooh. What does that mean? I don't know. It's just interesting. It's very interesting. To be directly at the 40 moving average on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour implies, actually, you know what that implies? Let's use our math heads, our math caps. Watch this. We're going to do some mind-blowing math. That means that the 50 should be crossing the 200 right now. Boom, there it is. Math explosion. Bet you guys didn't see that coming. Yeah, interesting. This is a pretty powerful spot and price. That's a powerful little spot and price. Where is it? 56.5, 56.6. 56,650. Huh. That's one of our retracement levels. Isn't that spicy? That's pretty cool. All right, the 236 retracement level. Interesting. That is a pretty solid death cross on the 1 hour. Bearish cross. The 200, though, as I pointed out on the 4 hour, it's sloping up, so it's not as threatening. It's not as threatening as it could be. I think that even on the 4 hour, price is very likely to try to test this 20. The 20 above it. Without even using the Bollinger Bands, I can basically see it here on the chart where price bounced the bottom band. Let's check out if I'm right. Boom, there it is. Yep. Price is very likely to want to come test this 20. Every 4 hours, that 20 moving average is moving down, so it's a moving target. 4 hour is spicy, man. No, the 4 hour also is looking to roll over. See a loss of selling momentum here, continuing into the touch of the 50. You've got bullish divergence, wow, all over the place on the 4 hour. It's all over. I didn't catch this, so that's cool. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Wow. Fail bus. We can see a lower RSI high, or lower RSI low, versus lower points in price. So we have bullish divergence between these lows. It also shows on MACD. It's interesting that RSI and MACD are finally lining up again. They have been very conflicting for quite some time. That's a tricky 4 hour, man. I like that momentum's rolling over. I like that the 1 hour kind of picked it up out of nowhere. And it has both bullish divergence on RSI and MACD. Wow, losing my voice. Yeah, I think that it breaks I don't think that it cares about that 4 hour 50 for some reason. Looks like it's given very little. Man, where's my voice going? Who's stealing it? The fireflies. Dottie. Dodds. How you doing, Dodds? Good to see you. Cost basis is 22k thanks to me. Well, that's all you. That's all you, darling. All I did was talk calmly. Secco Williams, I look like I'm gonna rap a hip hop in a studio. Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I'm having a rapper day today. I'm definitely not a rapper though. I cannot sing. Maybe rapping's for me. Boom, savage. How do you make holy water? You boil it. Boil the H out of it. Crypto Sharknado, what you doing, brother? How you doing? JJ, Arnie, Craig, Jared, Captain Gaming, Lawrence Von Horick. Is the dip over? It might be. Could be. I'm liking this 1 hour, man. Shout out to Rico. Getting my eyes on the prize there. Starting a boy band, yep. What's up, Big John? Amin, Luke Blake, Jacob Shelton, Art A. Dawes, if it wasn't for Tom Crown, would not reach Art. You guys are just making me blush today. You're all making me blush. Get out of here. I promise never to do it again, Luck. I sang once, I promise never to do it again. GB, Jared. David Sheeks, what's up, man? Tomazo. Total Crypto. David, SMSY. Chris Spears. Must have rhyme. Man, I can't rhyme. No. Rico, does this mean the B-Wave will end up hitting the third ring? Mercury, retrograde, pivot ring, dump ring. Put in some other words. This is actually looking solid. Back above the 4 hour 50. This is looking for a great close, man. Like, you have to think of it this way. Now that we see it going up, I mean, we know it's bouncing, whatever. But today, during this day, we pushed a lower low than the previous day. Traded weekly, just weak sideways trading before picking up. So until about, I would say really until the 8th hour of this daily candle, this was looking really bearish. All of a sudden, it's not. Into the close, those are the good moves, man. You have this little reversal candle on the 12 hour, the long bottomed wick, dragonfly, doji, whatever you want to call it. Now you got the kicker. You got the kicker on the 12 hour, and that's looking to be a kicker on the daily. Is it going to be a relief rally? Is it going to be a higher high? Roll your dice. Roll your dice, man. What we can say, though, is 0.5 retrace sitting somewhere very close to our previous daily resistance back in February 21st. 0.5 retrace virtually overlapping at 57,500. Retaking that level would be rather dandy. Rather dandy. The 618, actually this is spookier. Wow. The wick high of the 21st is the exact same value as the 618. That is very strange. That is spooky. Spooky. Not spooky bad, just spooky. Spooky charts, haunted charts. The charts are haunted. Yeah, Lurbox is going crazy, guys. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's gone rogue.
Hi, sorry, I had to get manure. I am here now. Mushroom manure if you wanted to know.
I did want to know. Thank you. I'm very invested in my friends and manure choice. Gotta know what they're doing. Rico, I think you know all the astronomy that you need to know for the TA. You've used all the words. Isn't there always something in retrograde? I don't even really know what that means. Does it have to do with like visually in the sky because of the Earth orbits the sun and then the other planets orbit at different elliptical paths? that it's like almost, isn't it almost always happening? One of them is appearing to move backwards. I think that's what it is. You guys probably know more than I do. Explain to me the charts and the stars. Star charts. This is looking great for an hour and 31 minutes. This candle, this daily is turned around. It's not looking so hot. And it's pulled itself up by its bootstraps. An impossible feat. It says physics. Oh, bet you guys didn't know or haven't noticed. So there's a wonderful thing that happens twice a year in the US. Daylight savings time. So, what does that mean to you? It does have an impact. If you are on EST time, yeah, I have no idea. It's just buzzwords. I repeat, same. If you are on EST time in the US, the daily candle, weekly candles, monthly candles closed at 7 p.m. East. On March 14th, daylight savings time was executed again, changing for people who abide by daylight savings time to 8 p.m. East. Bet people haven't noticed yet. This messes me up 2 times a year, every year. No questions asked. Like, every single time. You don't even notice it for a while, and then you're like, wait a minute. I thought that the day closed at this time. So if you're in the US, essentially, whatever time dailies were closing for you last week, now it's an hour later. Sounds silly, but it's important. You're looking for a daily close, it's happening an hour after you're expecting it. John Jack, my man, that's right. Thank you. John Jack. Retrograde is when Mercury appears to be going backwards around the sun. Is it just Mercury, or isn't there like always... Oh, wow. No. Mac S, no. No, we don't. We don't do that here, brother. No, that's
Canadian Mountie stopped by Gavin's house for maple syrup and mushroom droppings. Sorry. Pew pew pew.
Pew pew. Pew pew. Canadian Mountie. Maple syrup and mushrooms. Maple syrup and mushrooms, that doesn't sound that bad. Maybe Canada is a great place. South Park turned me against Canada as a child, so... I don't know, there's nothing against them, just South Park provoked it. Alright. So we streamed. I'm here. We did it. What else is moving? Bat. Still just Bat. Filecoin, maybe. SC. I haven't heard Siacoin in a long time. It's so long I don't even want to look at it. Hmm. $1,500 sats. I could see a position from 1,500 sats. Even though we've moved up so much on BAT, I can still see it. Rhymes, so you know it's true. I can still see this. It's very behavioral. Seeing it all the way up. Interesting. Certainly would not be looking at to buy after what? Ridiculous. Like 40%. It cost 40% less yesterday. I think that Coinbase said they're starting trading on the 18th if there's enough liquidity. So what a day. Here we go. See how that rolls. Oak bloke. What do I make of the Bitcoin Sailor interview? I did not watch the whole thing, but coincidentally, I've heard of Michael Saylor for a long time. I've read quotes from him. I've read articles and stuff, but I'd never seen him interact on camera, person, live, until very recently. And I will say, love the man, what he's doing. Love him. He is maybe one of the strongest, greatest drivers of Bitcoin right now. I love it. He's a little interesting to digest live. Not what I was expecting. I don't know. He looks like a deer in headlights a little bit. Yep, I didn't even watch it, but what you're saying there kind of lines up with what I'm saying as well. Oh, dude, yeah, I love him. I love him. I'm not trying to talk bad. He didn't have the composure, I don't know, that I was expecting, maybe. He really looked like a deer in headlights, and I don't think it was anything of like nervousness or anything. I think that's just what he looks like. I'd never seen him. Yeah, it was interesting, but you know what, man? You can look any type of way or be any type of person. And if you're doing what Michael Saylor is doing for crypto, I mean, you got my support, 150%. Some randomly chosen over 100 value percent. But I was a little surprised. What to do? Save a lot of time when you don't shill. It's too late in the month now. It's too late in the month, really, to shill patron. I'll put the link out there. I will say this. It's still early enough to say this. There will be more one-on-one memberships available in April for a patron. Currently, they were all claimed this month. Really quickly, I will say, if you're interested in one, you should be ready. April 1st. Should be ready. It's like the PS5's going on sale. Sit there hitting refresh, waiting, because they were gone so fast. But there will be more in April. But now it's really too late in the month. I can't shill patron. If you sign up now, it bills you, and then just bills you the 1st of April, so you get half a month for the price of the month. There's no prorating. Patron doesn't give me an option. So, I can't really shill it. Don't really want people to sign up and only get half a month. If you really want, you can, but it is what it is. Yeah. We're back to our numbers of last month, which is great. 190, almost 200 patrons. Feels good. Feels good. Ooh, tomorrow. Tomorrow we're having our second patron seminar question and answer session. 6 p.m. East, I believe. Should be spicy. I think we're going to do Fibonacci. We're going to do Fibonacci. The notch. Retracements, extensions, how to use the tool, when to use the tool. Why the tool works, that won't be answered. Because... no idea. Just does. Matthew Trent, dude. Savage. Savaged. Yeah. I don't know. Just odd. Lucky Country, what do I think of the weekly Divergence? In this very video. We went over that in detail. DVR is enabled. Feel free. Feel welcome to scroll back. Bitcoin was the first thing that we covered in the episode. Yeah, we went very in-depth with that. Well, in-depth enough. Totally, man. Totally Dodds. I think he's 100% sincere and genuine. Narbra. I know. I know. Just like Bitcoin, forever chasing. Had to get manure. Well, let's see. Let's see. Didn't quite reach resistance. 88 has not moved. 1 has not moved. Bitcoin really hasn't moved. Hour and 20 minutes till close. Here's the takeaway. You just want this candle to close green. You close green, you have an awesome hammer. You ideally do want to close with as little top wick as possible, but it doesn't actually make a difference. You can have top wick. Eric S., what's up, man? Thank you. Thank you. TC Crew. It's a great name. I like that name. What's up, Tom G? How you doing? That's also a great name, as it's always been. 808 Hawk. Ferris. Bueller. That's a voice I can do. Bueller. Mike Silver. Works cause math. Honestly, that's the best assessment. That is the best assessment. Works cause math. I would pluralize math so people understand it's more than one. Maths. The maths. 19 minutes. Close higher. Close higher hourly candle. Nice little test of your bearish cross. You've traded above it. Sold back below it. Closing above it. Be a great sign. Be a great sign. Poop. Just popped up as I'm speaking of it. Let's see. I think I can even put an alert closer to price.
Canadian Mountie stopped by Gavin's house for maple syrup and mushroom
Why is it doing
droppings.
this?
Sorry. Pew pew pew.
Wait. Was that just done at Craig? Now I think you're trolling me. I can't tell. Because this time it reread it, but it also gave me the alert again, which it doesn't usually do. I'm confused. Alert box has been repeating all of the alerts lately. It's really annoying. Can turn it off. Yeah, so there we are. Any close above 55,500, let's just say 55,006. That's solid close. Great close for today. The higher the better. We're looking at a hammer candle. Hammer close on the daily. I would call it a kicker, actually, because it was so spooky red earlier before moving back up. We're high above the 20, and we're looking to close not just as a hammer, but above the daily TK. This would keep our uptrend intact. This close, it wouldn't look like an amazing close, maybe to the untrained eye. But that small difference in price, moving up from 55.5 to like 55.6, 55.7, just that fraction of a percent changes the outlook. You can see virtually any time we close below the TK, we end up falling below the KJ, the purple line. Close below TK, fell below KJ. We don't want to close below TK here. We want this bullish cross, this signal we got. We want this to be allowed to rip. Just rip. Measured move from this local low. So assuming that not only is the low in here, but then we go back to break the high on the 13th. We have a local move, local retrace that puts us at 17.117 or 71.72 area. Not really that impressive. Honestly, the more I look at it, the more this magic number comes to me. somewhere like 83.5. 83. The more I look at the chart, the more my eyes are drawn to it. 79.1. I'm going to say that. This is where I'm going to be looking. This is where I'm going to be looking. 79.1 to 83.5. Why? Many reasons. Not going into it. 40% move from top to top. Yeah, that's going to be the most of my explanation right there. Simply the same move. All right. I did it. Went live. Still live. We have our seminar mañana, but I'll probably sneak in a stream. Maybe not. We'll see. We will see. Some of this noise. I think edges with testing 57.5. Attractive price point. Happens to be above this bearish cross on the 1 hour. The 1 hour has plenty of other bullish signals, so I'm not worried about this, including the 200 sloping up. Not bad. So I think what do we do here? Did you guys remember to like and subscribe? For God's sakes, did you remember? Cannot forget. You cannot. You can. You want to. But if you could, I'd appreciate the likes and the subscribes on the stream and channel. Highly appreciated. I think what we're going to do, we got through what we wanted to. Didn't want to make this a super long episode. We're just an hour. That's like the shortest episode we've ever done. Perfect. Reviewed the coins we wanted to review. Took a look at Bitcoin. Where it's at, what it might be doing. We're going to find out. So what I'm going to do, which I already did, is I put today's chart up live on Discord. In Discord, there's 24-hour live TA streamed. You can check out today's chart overnight into the whenever next time we stream. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it there. It's the best way to keep up with the channel. That's part of the magic. YouTube constantly shadow banning us, but Discord never does. So join us in Discord. It's also educational content, kinds of goodies. Keep up with the fam. If you're liked and subscribed and you're in the Discord, then you're pretty much ahead of the game. Well done. Bravo. Well played. You done did it. That's right. That's right. Hope that Discord link works. Yeah, it's just part of live streaming. It's not personal. Everybody gets shadow banned. Anyway, we're good. We're good. We dare coins. Love you guys. Love you, Golem. My man, Gavin Son, Bill Tano, Rico. Guys are the best. Does it matter? Almost forgot. Hope you guys join us next time. Oh yeah, shout out Joe Grows because he's ready. That's what I know about him. He's ready. All right, right on. Till next time, mi familia. Cheers.